All right, so welcome to biochemistry, everybody. It's 2 o'clock, so let's get started. My name is Casey Andrews, and I will be teaching biochem this semester to you. So I muted everybody, and I'm going to keep you muted in case sometimes you forget to turn off your mic, and we don't want any background chatter. But if you do have a question during this, feel free to put it in the chat window, and I will respond to that. Also, what I can do is if you need to ask a question that you can't just type out, takes a little more explanation, I can unmute you.
Loud, it wouldn't turn down on my headphones.
I guess I didn't mute everybody. So yeah, mute all, please. Yes, there we go. So yeah, if you have a question, just put it in chat. Otherwise, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go over the syllabus, and then we are going to go over how to use the Blackboard site. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share screen with our syllabus. All right, there we go. Okay, so classes 2 to 2:50. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, when we don't have a test, I'm gonna have a live lecture over Zoom just like this. I understand that sometimes, because of different situations, you might not be able to come. So I will record these lectures and they'll be put online. However, I do recommend that you come, one, because it's forcing you to study at that time. Two, you can ask questions of me in real time if anything pops up while you're looking over the material. Now I do have, let me turn off my email. Now I do have office hours listed here, and so this will be the time I'm gonna guarantee to be available. If none of these times work out, feel free to shoot me an email if you want to meet another time. If you want to meet me for these office hours, again, shoot me an email and we can set up like a private Skype meeting. Or if you just have questions, feel free to email me, candrews@tamusa.edu. That's the easiest way to reach me. So the textbook, you can access the textbook on Blackboard. I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. We're going to use Vote, and Pratt for our textbook. And we're also going to use Wileyplus for our homework system. And I'll show you how to use that in a little bit as well. So we will be doing some math. Not nearly as much math as, say, Gen Chem 1 and Gen Chem 2. But there are a few acid-base problems, some kinetic problems that we will be doing. For these problems, you need a calculator that can do like log, natural log, E, all that. So a scientific calculator. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be a fancy graphing calculator. It just needs to be able to do logs and natural logs. So if you look on your calculator and you see like an E button, an LN button, or a log button, you should be good. All right, so course description, course outline, topics. I'm not gonna read these word by word. These are the things we're gonna learn during this course. So feel free to look over those learning objectives as well. Feel free to look over those at your own leisure. Not much use just me reading what's on there. All right, so your responsibilities, student responsibilities. All right, so when you email me, you need to use your official email, your Tamusa email. We've been told to not respond to non-Tamusa emails. So if you send me a Gmail and a Yahoo, we have been told to try and not respond to that and to force you to use Tamusa's email. That's because it could be somebody impersonating you, and so we don't want that to happen. So we ask when you email me, use your Tamusa email. If you are having problems with your Tamusa email, I can't help you with that. Please contact the help desk and they can help get you set up for that. All right, conduct and behavior. Some of this is actually written for an in-person class, but it still applies here. Be respectful of everybody around you. We're all here to learn, so just don't be disruptive. Electronic devices. So for exams, we're actually looking into something called ProctorU right now. I don't have much information about it. We were just told of this a couple days ago, but it's basically a system where somebody watches you take a test, so you can't open browsers, stuff like that. So that's how we're going to try and enforce like no electronic devices during exams. That is, I'll give more information about that when I have more information. Visitors, you can have visitors in your house all you want. That's fine with me since we're not in the classroom. Grades. Let's get to the important things of grades. So in this class, we're going to have 4 exams. Each of those exams is 17% each. Your final exam is cumulative. So your final exam is going to be made up of the information from your previous exams and possibly 1 or 2 lectures worth of material. Maybe a little bit of new material, but not much. That's going to be 22%. Homework, 5%. Pre-class work, or now I'm calling these reading guides, 5%. And I will be talking about homework and pre-class work, like where to find that on Blackboard in a little bit. So there might be a possibility, I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet since we're doing 4 exams. I might drop the Lowe's exam, or I might take your final exam score. And if you do better than one of your 4 exams, just replace your final exam score with your lowest score to overwrite your lowest score. Don't know if I'm going to do either of those. So I will let you know probably before exam 2. That's when I have a good sense of how everything's going and what my decision on that will be. Grades, since we don't believe in minuses in pluses at this university, it's a straight A, B, C, D, E, and it's what you expect, 90 to 100, 80, 89.99, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. So again, if you have questions, please just put it into the chat box and I'll respond to that. So exams, if you have questions with how something was graded or if there was an error, please do let me know. I will probably make an error somewhere along the exam. So if you see something, just give me a heads up. That shouldn't be a problem. No makeup exams. That's kind of the big one here. When I assign an exam for a date, if you cannot make that date, what we're going to do is I'll allow you to take it early. I will not allow you to take an exam late. But things do happen. Let's say for some reason you aren't available that day beyond your control. So what we're going to do is instead of giving you like a 0, we're going to take your final exam grade and replace that with the test that you have missed. But if you are absent for 2 tests, if they're unexcused absences, then you'll get a grade of FA for the semester. If you do know you're going to be absent, let me know. We can have you take it earlier. For exams, what I've been doing for this online era is that the day we have the exam, I'll just open it up for 24 hours. So you do not have to take the exam at 2 o'clock. You can take the exam at 11 p.m. if you want. All I care about is that you take the exam on that day, sometime during that day. For the exams, I'll give you a little bit of the layout of how we're going to do that. There's going to be some multiple choice, and there's probably going to be some short answer as well. I'm going to randomize the questions. So no person's going to get the same order of questions at the same time, and you're only going to see one question per time. So the reason I do that is because I don't want like a little network of people chatting about the test while taking the test, like a group of 5 all sharing their knowledge. So hopefully by randomizing the question order, changing the variables so that they're random as well, and only seeing one question at a time. If anybody decides to do that, they will have to waste like 5 to 10 minutes just getting organized with each other. But that's going to be how we're going to do the exams in this class. And I'll bring that up again once we get near exam time. All right, so pre-class work, reading guide. So before each class, so before 2 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, where we don't have an exam, I will have videos for you to watch. These videos will cover the material that we will cover on the in-class portion of our lecture. And what you'll need to do before 2 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, Friday is you will need to watch this video and fill out the reading guide or pre-class work for that class. And I will show you where to find those and where to turn those in. But you'll have that due every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The answers for these reading guides can be found in the videos you are to watch and sometimes in the book. 90% will be found in the videos though. And for the pre-class work, I am not going to go through every single question and grade them on correctness. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these reading guides, see if you've done it, see if you put in an effort, see if you completed it. If you have completed the reading guide and turned it in on time, you'll get full credit for that assignment. So 5% of your grade in this class will come from just doing a reading guide and turning it in at time and trying. That's what I'm looking for here, effort. I understand we haven't gone over this material in class, so I don't expect you to know it all. I just expect you to try to fill it out. So we'll look at those reading guides when we get to Blackboard. Let's look at the tentative exam schedule. So I have the dates of when I'm thinking of having our exams. These dates can change. If they change, I'll give you like at least a week's notice, but right now that is what I am planning. If I do make a change, I will make an announcement for that change. And when I know the final exam date, I will tell you the final exam date. Usually Texas A&M loves to wait until like 2 weeks before final exams before releasing those. All right, so just some policies we need to cover. So disabled support services, DSS. If you need accommodations for the class, please do not come to me for that. I cannot do anything for you. What you need to do is you need to contact DSS, and this is their phone number and their email. So anything you need accommodations for, they are the people to go to. Academic Learning Center. So we do have tutoring services on campus, and you can email the tutoring center to set something up. But for a subject like Biochem, honestly, the best way to get tutoring is probably from me. So if you would like tutoring, just contact me. One of the things you get by paying a tuition to a college is that you get access to professors who have done, who have gotten their PhD. So to hire a tutor with a PhD for biochemistry, you're looking at like probably at least $70 an hour. You get as many hours as you want from me. All you need to do is contact me. I can't help you unless you tell me you need help. So just email me if you have any questions. If you don't want to do a video chat, because I know that's weird, we can always talk via email. That's completely fine with me. Counseling. So As a student of Texas A&M San Antonio, you do get free access to counseling resources. So if you'd like to take advantage of those, they do have a number that's open between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. If there is a crisis, they do have a 24-hour hotline that is shown here, this 1-800 number, where licensed or trained rather crisis counselors will be there to help you. So please do use those resources. Emergency preparedness, JAGI Alert is our campus's mass notification center system. So if there is an emergency, I mean, we're not going to be on campus anyways, but just in case there's an emergency, you can sign up for that service and you'll get updated. Financial aid, again, that's kind of more like it's on every syllabus, so feel free to read through that if that concerns you. Writing Center, we will not be doing writing in this class, the lecture class. But if you do have other classes that you need to do writing for, please do email the Writing Center. They're great. They will help you with anything that you need. Now, oh, that got chopped off. So meeting basic needs. So if you have difficulty affording groceries or sufficient food, or like a safe and stable place to live, there is support for that here on campus. Reach out to the Dean of Students for more information. Military affairs, if you are a veteran or active duty military, please contact military affairs for any possible questions. Religious observances, if you have to miss a day or an assignment for religious observances, just let me know and we can work around that. That's no problem. And respect for diversity. This kind of goes with what we talked about at the beginning of the syllabus of being professional adults. Also, we're at a college, so let's all be open-minded about the differences we all have and respect those differences that you might share with your classmates. 6-drop rule, you can drop 6 classes in the state of Texas before it really affects your grade. So harassment, discrimination, again, that is zero tolerance here at Texas A&M San Antonio. If there's any type of harassment or something like that, I am obligated to report that. So if I hear about it, I will have to report it. Student rights and responsibilities, again, this kind of goes along with what we were talking about in the previous section, so I'm not going to read everything point by point to you. So feel free to look at that at your own time. COVID-19, since we are living in COVID-19 times, and this is biochemistry, so hopefully by the end of this semester, you will have a somewhat better knowledge of how viruses and how viruses tick and how proteins and all that work together. Now, we're not going to be on campus for this class, so this does not really apply to us, but if you do have to go on campus and you have any symptoms of COVID-19, please do stay home. Right now, San Antonio, it is better than it's been since last month, but we still are getting hundreds of cases per day, so we don't want an outbreak here on campus. So it's best to stay home. If you do have to come to campus, though, for example, those of you in the lab class, you'll have stations to check into. You'll have to get a wristband, but I will go over that more in detail for those of you in lab when we do this, the syllabus for the lab. Important dates. So yesterday was first day of class. The 7th is Labor Day. There is a plane flying over my house. October 23rd is the last day to drop with a W. If you decide to drop past October 23rd, Do not come to me with a sheet and ask me for a W. We have been instructed not to give out W's past the date unless there's a really good reason. Thanksgiving is 26th through 28th. December 2nd is our last day to drop class. The 3rd and 4th are your reading days. That's your study days. And I will let you know the final exam when I know. So that's the syllabus. Oh, there was a question and my chat thing didn't pop up. Where can our book be found on Blackboard? I will get to that when I get to Blackboard. But if you have any other questions about the syllabus, feel free to shoot them in the chat. Otherwise, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to our Blackboard site to show you how we use the Blackboard site, where our assignments can be found, where our book can be found, how to sign up for the book, and what you need to do on a day-to-day basis. So let me share that with you. All right. So, okay, it looks like we do have a question. Do you need to have a webcam for the exam? So with ProctorU, I believe you do need to have a webcam for the exam, because I think the idea is somebody who watches you while you take the exam, as weird as that sounds. If you do not have a webcam, I know you can, I believe you can get them for free from the university library. So if you don't have a webcam for the exams, then you can get one for free. But like I said, once I know more about ProctorU, once the faculty are told more about it, I'll let people know what we're doing. We might not even use that in this class. It's undecided right now. All right, so let's take a look at our course content here. So I'm gonna go over the folders for right now. So let's take a look at this first folder, In Class Test 1. What you'll find in this folder is all the information that is gonna be covered in Test 1. So the first thing we see is problem set 1, 824. This PowerPoint is basically what I'm gonna cover on Monday. If you look on the slides of this PowerPoint, you will notice that there are some slides that are repeated from the videos you need to watch. And I'll cover the videos in a minute. But that's just me just driving home some points and also just refreshing you on what you watched in the videos. And also what's in these problem sets are actual problems that we're gonna do in class during our live Zoom meeting. So if you open up the PowerPoint, you'll notice, and let me just switch what I'm sharing so everybody can see that PowerPoint. All right, so there will be a lot of stuff, and then you'll see these questions. Now you do not have to answer these questions before you come to class. In fact, I would actually prefer that you didn't, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna work through them together as a class. I'm gonna explain what's going on, what the answer is. We might even have some, for these multiple choice questions, we're gonna have polls where everybody can answer, and all of the answers are anonymous. I just wanna see, like, do people understand, like, do they know what this is? If like 100% of the class answers it right, then I don't need to spend any time explaining it. If it's all split 25, 25, 25, 25% on all 4 answers, then I'll go into more explanation. So that's what we're gonna go over in our classroom time. And these types of questions that we go over in these lectures, they're gonna be somewhat similar to what you see on the exam. Not one for one, like I'm just gonna copy and paste into the exam, but they could be like the same type of questions. So that's where I'm gonna draw my inspiration from when we do the exams. So let me go back to sharing the website now. Okay. All right. Now, you'll also see this study guide. This study guide is just exactly what it is. It's a study guide. It will ask you questions to check your understanding. And it's just a list of questions based on what we did for that day. So this is a good way for you to review and refresh the information. Because if you can't answer the questions in the study guides, then there's some kind of gap in your knowledge. So either relook the videos, relook at the problem set, or ask me and I can help you out with those. So that's what's in each of these in-class test 1. And every single day that we have class, there will be a new problem set in a new study guide. And you're going to see these folders multiply. It's going to be in-class test 2, in-class test 3, in-class test 4. And after we're done with the day, we're going to make a new folder called in-class test 1 with answers. So I'll be posting the answers to the problem set. I'll be posting the answers to the study guide after we already did them. So when you're reviewing for the test, you can try these problem sets and these study guides completely fresh to see if you still remember the information, and then go check the answer guides to see, did I get these? And the reason why I've set everything up like this to have these multiple things to do is because science classes, you don't really learn if you cram. You might do okay on a test if you cram, and if that's all you care about is to do okay on a test, you might skate by doing that. But if you really want to learn something, you need to do it a little bit at a time every single day, just to refresh yourself, because that's the way your neurons in your brain really make solid connections, is through spaced repetition. And so I'm trying to set up my class in a way to force this spaced repetition on you, where you keep seeing the material spread out a couple different ways. So every time you see it, your neuron path will get stronger, 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 and hopefully make a memory for you that you'll retain, instead of just cramming where it's going to be locked away in your short-term memory, and then after the test you just completely forget it. All right, so that's the in-class folders. Now these test folders, so these are the tests that I gave out in fall 2019. I do have a couple to add from spring, but these are just blank tests that you can take to test yourself on the material and also see how I tested in the past. And along with those, I also have the answer keys. So do the blank test, check yourself with the answer key. If you did well on the test, the blank test, you'll probably do well on the test that you really have to take. If you didn't do well on our blank test, go back, look at the material, contact me so we can set up a meeting or ask me questions. But this is just another way for you to get prepared for any exams, any tests that you have to take. All right, so let's get to all these dated folders. So let's go for Monday, August 24th. So every single day we don't have a test, there will be a folder with that date. I have like 95% of these folders already done. There's a couple dates at the end of the semester I don't have done. But what's in these folders are, 1, links to the videos. So these are the videos that you should watch before you come to class. These are the PowerPoints to go with these videos. So if you like to take notes on the PowerPoint while you're watching a video, I have the PowerPoints available to you. And there's a pre-class guide or a reading guide to go along with that day. The questions in these guides can be answered from watching the videos or reading the book. So, I mean, you could do either. You could watch the videos or read the book. I would suggest that you watch the videos and then read the book. The way I set up these videos is I read the book for you, and I tried to concentrate what the book was saying into a video format. Because I don't know about you, but when I need to learn something new, like I needed to figure out how to install something in my garage door opener yesterday. I didn't read like a manual or something. I YouTubed a video to see how someone else did it. And I was like, oh, that's how you do it. So I think nowadays people learn better on watching videos. Maybe not. If you don't, if you still like the book's available. Now, the best thing you could do, in my opinion, is to watch the videos and then read the book to get a more verbose explanation of what's going on. So the videos are smushing the book, and if you want a more complete picture, go and read the book. But if you just want to watch the videos, you can fill out the pre-class guide, the reading guide, usually 95% of them by just watching the videos. And once you have that filled out, you will turn it into this turn it in section. So reading guides are due before 2 o'clock on the date of the folder. So reading guide number 1 is due before 2 on Monday, August 24th. Now, if you want to print out the reading guides, use your hand to write something down and snap a picture of that and put that into the reading guide folder, that's fine. I don't care how I get it, as long as I get it. And like I said, when we're looking over the syllabus, I'm not going to be grading these for the 100% right or wrong answer. I will be looking at these for completeness. And what might happen is if I'm scanning over these and I see an answer that's really wrong, and I keep seeing that, I might footnote that to talk about in the lecture, or make some kind of announcement to say, hey, everybody got this wrong. There's this huge misconception. Let's talk about it and we'll deal with it then. So that's what all these dated folders mean. So if you really wanted to, you could just knock out a bunch of reading guides if you wanted to spend your whole weekend doing that and get ahead of the class. Or you can just take them one day at a time. As long as I get them before the due date, that's okay with me. If there's any questions about that, again, please do let me know. Just send me a chat, send me an email, and we can work through that. Otherwise, if there's no burning questions for that, we are going to look at how to access the book and the homework system. All right, so I'm going to switch to student view just so I can make sure I'm looking at the exact same page that you are, to make sure it's all set up. All right, so to access the book, what you want to go to is Tools here on the left side. So we go to Tools. Then we go all the way to the bottom to Wileyplus. You'll see a couple of things here. You'll see assignments, you'll see read, study, and practice, and you'll see gradebook. These are going to be the 3 links you're going to be using the most. So if you go to read, study, and practice, that's where your textbook is. So here, chapter 1, section 1.1, the origin of life. And here's your textbook. So this should already be loaded, ready to go for anyone who has access to this class. You shouldn't have to pay for anything else. If you're hitting some kind of paywall, let me know, and I will contact the Wiley folks for that. What's also nice about this online book, there's sample calculation videos, solution to the odd number of problems, got your periodic table there. You have a practice quiz as well. Again, more material to test yourself. Now, one thing I want to say about Wiley is that you can only have one Wiley tab open at a time. If you try to open up a new Wiley tab, you will get an error saying, oh no, there's a problem here. Fortunately, it's an easy fix. The easy fix is you can only have one Wiley tab open at a time. I'm not sure what the reason is, but yeah, if you see this, that just means you have another tab open somewhere else. All right, so that's the textbook. Now let's go to where your homework is going to be found. And that's going to be in Wileyplus Assignments. So right now, there are no assignments because I have not assigned anything. what's going to happen is that after every class period, we do not have a test, I will assign a homework for you. And I will make these very clear, like when they're due. So for next week, we're going to have 3 homework assignments. There are going to be 1 homework assignment from Monday, 1 from Wednesday, 1 from Friday. And I'm setting up these homework assignments not to take like more than 10 minutes. So hopefully in total, these 3 homework assignments will not take you more than a half an hour. Now, homework will always be due on Sunday. So on Sunday, August 30th, you will have 3 homework assignments due by midnight. And every Sunday, that will be the case, unless I make a special note saying, you know, homework's not due on Sunday, it's due on this time instead. And usually for every week, you will have 3 assignments that are due. Each assignment hopefully only takes less than 10 minutes. And each assignment will cover what we covered in class. Again, I'm trying to do that spaced repetition, hammering home that information. And that should be everything for the Blackboard site. So, are there any questions whatsoever about anything we covered or anything at all? Give people a minute if you want to type that out. Or if you do have other questions that you don't want to type out to people, feel free to email me as well, candrews@tamusa.edu. It's a way to contact me. And, oh, by the way, just one last thing. So everything, all the classes will be recorded. This is being recorded, so it's going to be put up on YouTube, and I will put those on Blackboard, the links, and so we can, so you can review this at your leisure. Will the homework assignments be available ahead of time or a week at a time? The homework assignments will be made after every single class. So after Monday, I'll put a homework assignment up. After Wednesday, I'll put a homework assignment up. After Friday, I'll put a homework assignment up. So this is really done to make sure that the homework you see, I know 100% for certain that we covered it in class. I don't want to get into the situation where I'm putting homework up like a week early. We take some time in class going over some concept. It's taking longer than I thought it should be, and now there's a homework assignment that doesn't match up. So I'm just gonna assign it as soon as we're done with that day. All right. Okay, so I'd like to do all my assignments in one go like I was. So I need to read this out actually, not to myself. I'd like to do all my assignments in one go like I'm in a classroom studying. What would be the best way to go about this? You can do the reading guides all in one go if you'd like. The homeworks, you will probably have to wait till Friday to do it all in one go. Because like I said, I'm gonna release those one at a time. But if you want to do all the reading guides, you can get down to like the middle of November to get those done. Attending a lecture, do correlating homework assignments, finally do a reading assignment. So yeah, lecture, reading guide before the lecture, homework after the lecture. That's going to be what's due of you on a daily basis. Before the lecture, reading guide. Sunday of that week, homework. During the lecture, I will go over problems. I'll do some math, give you more of an explanation of some trickier topics. Then we'll go from there. Will the homework assignment be submitted through Wileyplus? Yes. Wileyplus will score those automatically. If you disagree with something with how Wileyplus scored your homework, shoot me an email. I can look at all your attempts. I can look at what you've submitted. And if I agree with you, I can overwrite Wiley. All the homework is due every Sunday, even the homework's from Monday. Yes. So next week, we're going to have a little homework made on Monday, a homework that's made on Wednesday, a homework that's made on Friday. So you have 3 assignments, all due at Sunday at midnight. Does the homework have a certain amount of attempts for each question? So yes, each question you get 3 attempts, and you do not get marked off for getting an attempt wrong. I want you to get it right. So you have 3 attempts. If you are on your 3rd attempt, feel free to email me if you're doing a question, and I can help guide you along to what the answer could be. I'm not going to tell you the answer, but I will definitely help you come to the right answer, if that makes sense. All right. Last call for questions. And I'm going to apologize right up front. Throughout the semester, you'll probably hear dog barking. So that is the fun of teaching from my house. And you're going to hear planes, but something we can deal with. And if there's no other questions, I have nothing left for you. I will put a link of where you can find this on Blackboard. Otherwise, again, just want to reiterate, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate or be intimidated to talk to me. If you feel awkward talking by a video, feel free to email me. I have no problem with that, but I cannot help you unless I know what the problem is. And there is one more question. Will we do the study guide together? I will not do this. I might pull out questions from the study guide to do in class. I am not going to go over every single question in the study guide. I will be putting the answers up though. So if there is questions on the study guide that you do not understand the answer, and you've looked up the answer and you still have no idea what I'm talking about, let me know, and we can either talk it on one-on-one, or I could bring it up in one of these Zoom meetings if I feel like it would be a benefit to the whole class. All right. For the lab is our first meeting online. So lab, I will make an announcement for those of you in lab on your respective Blackboard site. 10 of you are coming on campus next week. 10 of you are staying at home. You'll figure that out depending on what Blackboard site you are on. And I will tell you more instructions about what's going on there in that Blackboard. But half of you are coming in next week, I know. I'm not thrilled about it either, but we gotta do what we gotta do. If we want to talk via Zoom, should we email you first and start a new meeting? So if you want to talk to me via Zoom, email me. I will send you a link to a room. We will not be using this room because this is like my public room that all my classes have the access to. So we're not going to use this. We're going to use a private room. Yeah, so I'll just set that up and we can go from there. Yeah, last call for questions. All right, well, I'm going to talk very slowly in case somebody is typing something out. But if there are no other questions, I wish you luck. I think biochemistry is a super interesting topic because it's going to take the chemistry you learned in Gen Chem and Organic and take the biology you learned in all your bio classes, which kind of have seemed separate, and it's going to squish them right together, especially in the day of age where a virus has taken over this whole world. That's just straight biochemistry. And the more you understand about biochemistry, the better, hopefully, you can be to better equipped to handle such things. Otherwise, again, please always contact me if you have any questions whatsoever. I am happy to help. If you send me an email past 8 p.m., I will probably be asleep, but I'll do my best to answer you in the morning. Other than that, Have a good semester, and hopefully I will see you Monday. Till then, take care, everybody.